Third night without landfall. Wind steady. Crew uneasy. Several men report hearing voices from the water. Not wind, not hull. Bosun claims he heard his wife calling to him from below deck. No one is to approach the rail after dusk.
They did not approach the ships. They did not need to. By the early age of Caribbean expansion, the hybrid had stabilized. No longer transitional, no longer divided. The form became consistent. Humanoid upper structure, symmetrical, expressive, capable of mimicry beyond sound, gesture, posture, recognition. Below the waist, adaptation to depth. Musculature designed for sustained propulsion. Scales layered for pressure resistance. A body no longer constrained by surface limitations. This is the form most commonly recorded in folklore. The mermaid, as you would know them. The term is insufficient. What emerged was not a blending of features, it was a refinement of function. The siren's voice remained, but altered. Where it once compelled action, it now shaped perception. Where it once demanded attention, it now occupied it. The song did not grow louder. It became precise. Mass attacks ceased. They were inefficient, unnecessary. The new species did not hunt ships. It selected individuals. Their primary adaptation was not physical. It was cognitive. They learned to replicate internal voices, not sound alone, but memory, cadence, emotional weight, the voice you trust most. A captain's command.
Hard to weather! Bring her round before the swell takes us!
A mother's reassurance.
Darling, come home.
A lover's call. Not perfectly. Perfection is not required. Only familiarity. Exposure produced subtle effects. At first, distraction, then fixation, then compliance. The subject does not perceive intrusion. They perceive agreement. By the time the subject reaches the water, they are not compelled. They have decided. Historical accounts from the period are inconsistent. This is expected. The affected rarely survive, and those who do are unreliable. What remains are second-hand reports, interpretations, romanticization, mermaids described as beautiful, alluring, tragic, creatures of longing, of impossible love. These accounts are misleading. The selection of targets was not arbitrary. Captains, navigators, men of influence, individuals whose absence would destabilize structure. A ship without a captain does not sail. A crew without leadership fractures. One loss becomes many. The narrative of seduction persists because it is palatable. It suggests choice, desire, reciprocity. In reality, it is selection, efficient, deliberate, and rarely witnessed directly. The region now referred to as the Bermuda Triangle is frequently associated with disappearance. The prevailing explanation is anomaly. This is incorrect. The area represents convergence, currents, trade routes, migration paths, and beneath it, a sustained population. It is not a trap, it is a corridor, a feeding ground, a passage, a place where movement concentrates and is quietly reduced. Reports from the region often include disorientation, instrument failure, auditory disturbance. These are not environmental anomalies, they are byproducts, residual effects of sustained exposure to the song, a system functioning as intended. By the 18th century, reports of large-scale incidents decline. Fewer ships vanish without explanation. Fewer crews are lost in entirety. This has been interpreted as resolution. It is not. The species did not recede. It adapted, refined its methods, reduced its visibility. What had once been spectacle became precision. What had once required many now required few. By the 18th century, the attacks decrease, not because they ceased, because they improved.